I put us all on Zoom, I was mentioning that there's a really powerful August full moon. You probably have seen it the last few nights. It's getting to that point. Tonight is the official full moon. And so I want to share with you about this full moon. As we know that in yoga philosophy, there's quite a bit of connection with the energies of the lunar energies, the moon energies, the sun, the solar energies, our place in the universe, how it's all connected, how it's all really connected. So I'll start. This was a blog that I read, Intuitive Astrology, the Aquarius full moon, August 2020. So let's sit up really tall and let your shoulders draw down away from your ears. As I mentioned, the Aquarius full moon lights up the sky August 3rd through the 4th, welcoming us to the month and to the building energies of the Lion's Gate portal. Full moons are always illuminating things, helping us to see a bigger truth and to expand our way of thinking. If things have felt foggy or unclear, this full moon calls us to look again. Perhaps this time we will receive the answers we are looking for. The planet of awakening and change, Uranus, is very active under this full moon. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, but is also making a square or 90-degree alignment with the sun at the time of this full moon. This particular alignment triggers things in our lives to feel shaky and unsteady. We may notice things moving and shifting around us, causing us to feel uncertain and unstable. It may be hard to know what to trust and what direction to choose. When this level of shaky uncertainty enters your life, it allows you to see what is weak and needs to fall and what is strong. Whatever withstands the shaking remains. Whatever was already weak will fall away. This energy is not here to upset our lives. Rather, it is here to help us remove and let go of things that no longer are meant for us. Most of us know when it's time to let go of something or someone, but of course, sometimes it can be so very hard to do so. The shake-up from this full moon will help us to gently let go of things and to remind us that we need not hold on to fear. What are you holding on to out of fear? What thoughts, beliefs, people, circumstance are you gripping onto? This full moon asked us to clear the way. It asked us to shake up our beliefs, our ideas, our circumstances, so we can see what needs to remain. Under the Aquarius full moon energy, it is better to let things shake and fall where they may rather than trying to control. If we surrender and go with the flow, we can allow the universe to show us the way and grace our hearts. The shaky energy from Uranus also serves another purpose, awakening our soul energy. When things shake and rattle us, it causes us to see things in a new light and to feel differently about ourselves and the world we live in. This can trigger an awakening and help us to come into new knowledge and new wisdom. Uranus shakes us up to awaken us and show us a new and higher path. Uranus rules over Kundalini energy, which is seen as a serpent that lives at the base of our spine. When our Kundalini energy rises, as it does when we are under the presence of Uranus, the snake uncoils itself, traveling up the energy centers or the chakras, all the way to the top of our head and beyond, so to all that is. When the snake awakens, we can learn new things, see new things, and experience life at a different frequency. This awakening and activating energy will also be supported by the opening of the Lion's Gate portal. The Lion's Gate portal opens every year and peaks about August 8th. However, the energy will already be brewing at this time of the full moon. As the sun reaches the peak of the Leo season, and we have Sirius, our spiritual sun, high in the sky, Lion's Gate is activated, sending messages, downloads, and insights to Earth. The August full moon will help to illuminate these energies as they grow, and if we tune in, we may start to receive downloads, intuitive wisdom, and even new ideas and inspirations to guide our way. This is beautiful energy to tap into and one that can advance us further on our path. If you have questions, if you are looking for new wisdom, if you want to stretch your mind to new heights, reach higher under the light of this full moon. Open yourself to the energy and allow information to flood in. Very often on a full moon, we like to dictate what we wish to release or call in, but this energy calls for us to get still and enter a place of allowing. If we quiet our minds and reach beyond our knowing, we may find new information and downloads easier to receive. We all have the power to receive these downloads, so go out under the light of the moon, look at this shining bright light in the sky, ask for it to bring you wisdom, ask for it to send its ancient messages straight into your being. All right, so aligning the spine, the shoulders are drawing up and then let them fall away. Bring the tips of the shoulder blades together on the back. Let's take a couple of cleansing breaths. A deep breath in, the mouth closed. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale, release it. All right. From here, we're going to line the spine, pull the navel center in, lift the pelvic floor, and let's take some Ujjayi pranayama. So the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth, lips are closed, and breathing in and out of the nose. We'll take one more round of breath like that. And then realign the spine. We'll open our eyes for a moment and we're going to take our middle finger and our index finger and place them right on the third eye. So we're going to circle back to the Chandra Vedana that we worked on. We worked on last week when we did the balancing the Pitta energy. So this is pressing right here in the center of our forehead. And we're going to take we're going to take the thumb and press it against the right nostril. So we're going to tap into the lunar Chandra energy by this Chandra Vedana, similar to alternate nostril breath, but we're going to focus on the left channel. All right, so we're going to seal the right nostril closed. The mouth will be closed. Pull the navel center in and up. Ribs draw down, pelvic floor lifts. And with the mouth closed, take an inhale on the left side. Seal the nose shut with both fingertips. The right ring finger holds the other side. Hold the breath. Release the breath on the right side. Seal the right side closed. Inhale on the left side. Seal the left side closed. Exhale on the right. Seal the right side closed. Inhale on the left. Seal the left side closed. Exhale on the right. Seal the right side. Inhale on the left. Seal the left side. Exhale on the right. Seal the right side. Inhale on the left. Seal the left side. Exhale on the right. All right, let's bring the right hand down. If you need to sniff, sniff. So Chandra, moon, lunar, Vedana, that alternate nostril breath, but we focused on pulling in the prana on the left side, the left channel, which is the lunar, the moon energy. I open to the loving energies that flow within me and around me. I ask these energies to join me as I cleanse and remove all that is heavy, stuck, stagnant, and no longer needed. I am cleansed. Energy moves freely through my body. My heart openly and willingly gives and receives love. I am now standing in my purest light. And then let's open up the eyes. So coming onto your mat today, let's come onto the abdomen. If you'd like to use my playlist, it's called Put Down What You Are Carrying, or put down what you are carrying on Spotify. All right, so come around and let's come onto the belly. And we're just gonna lie flat here for a moment and let your forearms rest here underneath your forehead on your forearms is what I meant to say. And just feel whatever is touching the earth, be really grounded there with that. Let's come back to the Ujjayi breath. So we talked about last week that the lunar energy has a flow, a watery sense to it. We think about water, how it can move around things, flow around obstacles in our path. And take another breath there. All right, and then lifting your head, let's pull the left knee up and we'll take a half frog pose here. So your inner knee, your inner leg line, your inner ankle is turning like a frog, and then your forehead can rest straight down, or maybe you want to take a cheek and turn it one way or the other. You might even open the arms and hold the earth with your hands. So then opening up the hips on the left side. We'll take another couple of breaths. Maybe another round of breath. Good, and then if your head's turned, let's bring the head back to center. Pull the left leg in, and now we're gonna shift to the other side. So now we're just gonna move to the other side for this half frog pose. All right, so you can start with your head down and then pull the right knee into this position. And just decide if you want to turn your cheek, if you want to hold the earth. We'll begin our practice here in this grounding way. Opening up our hips, being connected to the earth beneath us. Tapping into this deeper part of ourself. Quieting the slowing down, connecting. Let's take another breath here. Good, and then let's bring the head back to neutral. We're gonna pull this right knee in, press into your hands, lift your heart. And let's come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, sink back, stretch back. And you can reach out, forehead resting on the mat. Or if you have a block, if you're high up, your block can connect you to the third eye, the sixth chakra. So our practice is this balancing of the solar energies, the lunar energies, finding harmony. Today we're going to have more emphasis on the flow of the lunar energies in honor of this full moon today, but of course we're going to weave in the solar energy as well for this powerful Lion's Gate portal that is opening. Let's take another breath there. And then lift the head, and we're going to sweep the right arm up and pull the right arm underneath the left. And we'll take this threaded child's pose. And if this particular version doesn't sit well with you, you could come back up to tabletop instead and take your threaded needle. I just love being really close to the earth like this. If you want to take your left hand around behind you, you could take this hand around and come into a half bind. Another moment or two there. And then we'll release the bind, and then we can pull the right arm back through. Just pause for a moment, let your head rest. And then we'll switch to the other side. So the left arm sweeping up, left arm underneath the right, letting the side of your head rest. In ancient times, for a long time, people were just more tapped into what was going on in the universe, in the stars, in the planets, in the sun and the moon. Good. Let's this left. Oh, I forgot to take the half bind. Let's take the half bind for a moment. And then we can release the bind and draw the left arm through and just let your forehead rest. And then let the head come up, and we'll come to tabletop here. So coming to tabletop. From here, bring your big toes together, widen knees, sink the hips back. Lift the head, pull the knees to parallel, let's come into down dog. So we're gonna stretch up and back our first down dog. Good. Great. Lift the heels, bring the knees to the ground, touch the big toes, widen the knees, sink the hips back, child's pose. Lift the head, pull the knees to parallel, and we're going to lift the hips up and back into down dog. Lift the heels up, bring the knees down, toes touch, knees widen, child's pose. Lift the head, pull the knees in, we'll lift up and back into down dog. Now those are actually the same action done in a different way. Let's lift the heels, bring the knees to the ground, lift your feet up, squeeze the legs together. Now bend the elbows and touch your chin to the ground. Uncurl your toes and slide into cobra. Let your heart come down, lift the hips up and back into down dog. So now those are two opposite actions. Here we're in flexion, in the back bend we're in extension. Lift the heels, bring the knees down, lift your feet, squeeze the legs together. Bend the elbows, bring your chin down, uncurl the toes and glide into cobra. Coming into extension. Bring the heart to the ground, curl the toes. We're gonna lift one more time into down dog. Stay for a few moments and just find it. Can you find the stillness here? Good, let's take one more breath there. And then look up, lift the heels, step or float to the top of your mat. Let's let the hands wrap around the hips, draw the elbows in, and on strong legs, rise up. Palms together and exhale the hands to heart. Okay, good. All right, so we'll come to the top of our mat, press into the feet, reach the arms up. Let's see, bring your palms together, navel's drawing in. We're gonna tilt to the right. This is called crescent moon. And then come to the center, pull the navel in, and we'll take a side bend to the left. Come back to center, pull the navel in, side bend to the right. Come back to center, press into the feet, side bend to the left. Good, come back to center, and then just bring your hands to your heart center for a moment. Let's just pause for a moment here. Thighs are rolling back, ribs are drawing down, navel is drawing in, tips of the shoulder blades together on the back. So I found it very interesting that those themes for this full moon were so yogic. You know, the letting go, shaking away the things that don't serve us any longer, the things that are holding us back, keeping us stuck, and being open to receive new wisdom, new information, maybe new downloads. All right, let's press into the feet, reach the arms up, and exhale, hinge halfway down, Ardha Uttanasana, or all the way down. You can go deeper to the shins or maybe all the way down, the hands to the floor, or you can put your hands on blocks. Let's take a couple moments here and let the backs of the legs open, the hamstring muscles, thighs are rolling back, navel's drawing in. A few long, deep breaths. And then halfway up, monkey stretch. Fold to the ground. Let's let the left leg lift straight up, and we'll take a standing split. So take your time, find that stretch. Turn your toes down. And then let's step the left foot next to the right, and we'll swap things out. So now we want this right leg lift up and just stretch there. And then bring the right foot down. Let the left leg lift again. And if you wanted to play with a little balance, really strong standing leg, you could hold the back of your right ankle with one hand or possibly two. And then let's touch the ground and step way back with the left foot. We're gonna have a soft landing there. All right. And then we'll keep the left hand on the ground and stretch the right arm up. Reach and stretch the right arm up. And bring the right hand to the inside edge of the right foot. Take the right foot, turn it on a slight angle, we're bringing the left knee down. Uncurl the toes, and let's come into lizard lunge. Now you could use blocks if you'd like. You can stay up higher. If we're in this deep grounding position, if we're folding inward, then we want to focus on the exhalations. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. Let's take one more breath. And then press into the hands, curl the back toes, lift the knee. And we're gonna turn to the side, so turn to the left. Yeah, so those in the classroom are gonna be facing the brick wall. All right, and just listen to my voice if you're turned away from me. What we're just gonna do is let our knees bend and sway from side to side. So keep the feet strong, yeah, and just get into the inner thighs, the outer leg line. Great. And then as we come to neutral, look at your right foot, turn the right foot on a slight angle. Let's pick up the left toes in crouching tiger, if you can. You can keep your right heel grounded or lift the heel. Just take a moment, this is early, I don't want you to get too ambitious, but you might walk your hands forward and drop your head between your arms, if that's in your practice, if it feels okay. A lot of core. All right, and then lift the head, let's walk the hands in. Now we're gonna bring both toes in, heels out. And then walk our hands to our hips and pull the elbows in to rise up. Good. Take your right foot, turn it to the front of your mat, bend your knees, stack your knee over your ankle, and open the arms out. All right, pull the navel center in toward your spine. Open up the right hand. We're going to reverse the warrior. Open the arms out to the side, warrior two. From the feet, straighten the right leg, stretch to the right, and let's come into our first triangle pose. Rise up and bend the right knee, warrior two. Let's reverse the warrior again. Open the arms out to the sides. From the feet, straighten the right leg, stretch to the right, and we'll come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rise up and bend the right knee. Looking at your right foot, windmill down touch. Decide if you want to add a vinyasa. We can meet you in down dog. Rock forward, you could bend the knees. Touch your chin to the ground, Chandra Namaskar if you like. And then lift the hips up and back into down dog. All right, then look up to the front of the mat. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step in or hop. Monkey stretch, fold forward, rise up, palms touch, and exhale the hands to heart. All right, we'll meet at the front of the mat. Reach the arms up, palms touch. Navel draws in and up. Let's take that crescent moon to the right. Come back to center, crescent moon to the left. Come back to center. Engage the core up and over to the right. Back to center. Straight up and over to the left. Come back to center. Hinge from the hips. We'll take a forward fold and hold it for a couple moments. Your version. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. Now let's go the other way on the standing split. So we're going to lift the right leg up into the standing splits. Really stretch there. If you're playing with balance, engage your core and then play with holding the back of your leg. You don't have to, but for fun. Right? And then hands to the mat. Let's step way back with this right foot. Take a moment, catch your breath. And then right hand on the ground, left arm reaching and stretching to sky. And then left hand to the mat. We'll bring the right knee down. Flex or stretch here for a moment into lizard lunge. So left foot's gonna turn, bring your forearms down, good. And then hug your outer hip muscles in. Let's find that nice deep breath. Nice deep pose there. A few more rounds of breath. One more. All right, and then we'll press into the earth. Reframe the left foot, pick up the right knee and turn to the right. So you're gonna turn to the right. Those in the studio are gonna be facing the street. Good. All right, and then let's come back to swing the knees from side to side, getting like that fluidity going nice. All right, now let's meet with straight legs. Now your left foot will turn on a slight angle, and then your right toes are gonna pull up into crouching tiger if you can. Left heel down or not, doesn't matter. But don't strain yourself. You can walk your hands out if you want. And then let's come back in and turn our toes and heels out. Walk the hands to the hips, elbows pulling in, strong legs rise up, good. Left foot will turn, warrior two. So you really connect your feet, engage your core, extend your arms out, and then open the left hand, reverse the warrior. We'll open back to warrior two, straighten the left leg, stretch to the left, and open into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rise up and bend the left knee, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Open the arms out, straightening the left leg. Stretch the left Trikonasana a second time. Rise up, bend the left knee. Now we're gonna look down, add or subtract the vinyasa. Roll off your heels, step back. If you wanna play with the Chandra Namaskar, rock forward, bring your knees down. You can lift your feet, touch your chin, and then glide into your back bend. And then up and over the toes into down dog. And stay and breathe. And then I'm going to come back to something we did last week. We're going to jump into Malasana. So soften your knees and see, can you jump into Malasana? To the top of your mat. See how it goes. Maybe a little smile there if it wasn't pretty. And just take a couple moments here and we'll breathe. Ujjayi breath. Let's take another moment there. And then bring your hands to the ground. Let's bring the feet to parallel, a comfortable distance. And then if you want, slide your palms, upper palms down underneath your feet. We'll inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. That's only if that feels good. You could grab your elbows instead. Let's take a couple moments and breathe here. Another breath. And then we can release the hands, walk the hands to the hips, and come up. Strong legs, reach up, palms touch. Exhaling and start. If you'd like to grab a sip of water, grab a sip of water. All right, so let's come to the front of our mat, and I'm going to have us come to goddess pose. So we're going to take our toes out, heels in, bend the knees, let the arms come into cactus arms, pull the navel center in and up. All right, and then dip your left elbow to your left thigh. And let's come back, and right elbow to the right thigh, and we'll come back. Left elbow, left thigh, come back. Right elbow, right thigh. Good, come back, and let's straighten the legs, and we'll pull the feet to parallel. And just shake your legs out a little bit. Okay. Right. And then we're gonna come back to goddess. Toes out, heels in, bend the knees. Press your hands into your thighs. It's one of my favorite upper back twists. Take your right shoulder to your left thigh. It's like a little twist here, good. And then come back to center, and let's go the other way. And then back to center. Right shoulder, left thigh. Back to center. Left shoulder, right thigh. And back to center. Good, we'll straighten the legs. And bring the feet in and just shake everything off a little bit. All right, then standing seated pigeon. Hands on the hips, elbows drawing in. Weight in the left foot. Pick up the right foot. Cross the right ankle on the left knee. Now you can keep your hands at your heart or reach the arms out if that's in your practice, if it feels available. But really pull your right hip back. All right, now we're going to straighten the left leg, uncross your right ankle and stretch for the floor, coming back into standing splits. All right, and then let's see, we're going to bring the right foot down, let the hands come to the hips and come up. All right, reach out, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's try the other side. Hands on the hips, elbows drawing in. Weight in the right foot, left foot lifts. Cross the ankle. Hands at your heart or lift the arms up. Stretch your left hip crease back. All right, and then we're going to straighten the right leg, uncross your ankle, and then tilt toward the ground. You can put your hands on blocks and take this standing split here. All right, now we're going to bring the left foot all the way back and look up. Good. All right, making a transition to warrior one. Widen the right foot, spin the left foot flat, and then rise up, reach up. Virabhadrasana one. Pull the navel center in toward your spine. If you can, bring your palms to touch And your gaze could follow your fingertips if that feels okay on your mat. Let's stay here. Good, and then we're gonna swing the arms back and bend the elbows. Stretch the knuckles to the back, heel the heart lifts, and then fold into your humble warrior. Rise up, lift the arms up. We'll transition to warrior two, right? We're coming over to the right. Those in the studio are gonna turn to the brick wall, warrior two, facing the brick wall. Yep, reverse the warrior. Open the arms out. Let's bring the right forearm to the right thigh and stretch the left arm up and over our ear. To this side angle, stretch. Pull the navel in. On the inhalation, bend the elbow and pull it towards your left hip. Elbow bends towards your hip. Pull the elbow in, yep. And then exhale, extend it. Thanks. Good, inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend, engage the core, lift the right arm off of your thigh. Both arms are reaching forward. Keep your core turned on, and then lift the arms up. Open the arms out, straighten the right leg, stretch to the right, triangle pose. And we'll breathe here. And rise up and bend your right knee. Look at the right foot, windmill down, touch. The floor, roll off of your left heel, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana, into down dog. And let's hold and breathe here. Good, look to the top of the mat, lift the heels, step or hop forward, monkey stretch, fold forward, and rise up, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're gonna go the other way. Find the front of your mat, lift the arms up, exhale, fold. Lengthen monkey. Touch the floor, we're gonna step the right foot back and set up for warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Perhaps a wider left foot, right foot spinning flat. You want your knee over your ankle as you come up and reach up, engage your core. If you want, bring your palms to touch, gaze to your fingertips. And then we'll look through the gate of the arms and open the arms out to bring your left foot over an inch or two and step into warrior two, left foot facing forward. Open the left hand, reverse the warrior. Open the arms to the side, bring the left forearm to the left thigh, stretch. Really reach the right arm up and over your ear. On the inhale, bend the right elbow toward your hip. And then exhale, extend your arm long. Inhale, elbow to hip. Exhale, extend. One more time, inhale, elbow to hip. Exhale, extend, reach. Lift the left arm off of your thigh. Both arms are reaching, your core is strong. Lift the arms up, open the arms out, and we're gonna close this off. Windmill down touch, roll off the right heel, step in. Take a few extra moments here with your breath in the forward fold. So catch your breath. And then rise up, palms touch, and exhale the hands coming back to heart center. All right. If you want another sip of water, let's hydrate. I'm gonna keep balancing out here. It's a little humid today. All right, so we'll come to the front of our mat and get connected. Elbows draw back, pick up the right foot, cross the ankle over the knee, stretch the arms out back to the standing pigeon. Now, if you want to stay here, you'll stay here. Some of you might be able to reach for the floor or the blocks and just bend and straighten your leg a few times. All right, now straighten the leg, uncross your leg, and let's come into standing splits. Bring the right foot down, hands to the hips, come up. Reach up, palms touch. Hands to heart. Right, other side. Left leg lifts, left ankle, right knee. Stretch your arms out. This is awesome. Stay there if you want. If you're playing a little deeper, take your fingertips down. Bend and straighten your right leg a couple of times, only if it's available. Use your blocks. Right, and then we're uncrossing and stretching the leg up, standing splits. And then step all the way back with your left foot. Okay. Catch your breath for a moment. Let's bring the left knee down and take a half split unless you're going deeper. So we've just done a lot of hamstring work. You might find that you've got more availability in this pose. Let the struggle go. That would be something we want to shake off if we have a tendency to bully or push ourselves further than we need to go or should be going. And then let's come to half splits. Now, I'm adding a kneeling quadricep stretch here. If that doesn't work, roll onto your side. If you have a tight quadricep, you could put your block underneath your knee, right? That gives you a few extra inches, and we're gonna reach back and grab the foot. Okay. I like the twisted version of this. In that case, you would take your right hand around, grab your left foot. Take your left hand to the floor, and then turn your right foot on in the same angle. So it's similar to a lizard lunge, but we've got this quadricep going. And then let's look down and release our back foot. Bring your right foot to the center. If you've got anything underneath your knee, you'll move it away and then lift your knee up. And then step your left foot in about a foot. We'll come into pyramid poses here. So we're gonna frame the right foot with our hands. Use your blocks. Yeah, so let's take some blocks so we can straighten our front leg. Right, we wanna straighten our front leg. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. So bring the floor closer to you if you're struggling. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths. One more deep breath. And then left hand on the ground, right thumb to your hip crease. Let's take this twist. Bring the right hand down. Look at the left foot. We're gonna make it parallel and step it straight back. Spin your left foot flat. Windmill open to warrior two. So we're facing right foot forward. Reverse the warrior. Open to warrior two, half moon pose. Left hand squeezing your hip. Bring your hand down and let's come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. In honor of this full moon. And then bring your left hand down. Roll your inner left thigh up and we're gonna cross the left ankle behind the right and just take a forward fold here if that feels okay for you. Now let's see, we're gonna soften the knees and come into a seated Gomukhasana from here. Right. Sit up really tall, engage your core and fold toward the ground. And then lift your head, let's walk in. Now we're gonna come into forward folding pigeon. Unless that's not good for you, you could take a seated pigeon here, or let's bring the right foot leg forward and swing the left leg back. Okay, so we don't want a lot of space underneath the right glute. We'll lengthen the spine first. So you could put a block or something underneath your right glute if there's any, like a lot of space, or your knee is bothering you on the right side, or don't make your right leg so parallel. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. And take a couple more breaths here. One more full breath in and a breath out. And then we're going to transition into down dogs. I mean, to plank pose rather. Sorry, plank pose. So let's meet there. Let's step into plank. You decide add or subtract your vinyasa. And lift into down dog. Let's check in and be here for a few moments. And we'll use our breath. Now, if you want to lift your heels and land in Malasana, don't have to. If it's enjoyable or it's a good challenge, that's all. Right? There's no pressure. Ever. And we'll meet in the forward fold. Walk the hands to the hips and come up. Jump palms touch. Next time, start. Right. So I'll do the other side. From the front of the mat, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. The right leg stepping all the way back here, and we'll bring the knee down into the hip flexor stretch to transition to half splits or somewhere deeper. So your left leg can straighten. You can come into that deeper stretch. And sometimes we forget about standing splits. Standing splits is such a good way to work our hamstrings, right? I've noticed a big difference in my splits today from those standing splits. Right, and then we'll come together in the half splits into a quad stretch on your side. You can roll onto your left side or come with me in the kneeling position. Remember, a block will help you if you're short in your quadricep muscle or your knee's killing you. Hopefully it's not killing you, but let's reach back and grab the foot. Right hand. Stay here or take the left hand, grab the right big toe. Let your right arm lift up and we'll bring it to the floor and then turn the left foot on a slight angle and take this quadricep stretch, the twisted version of it. Right, and then looking down, releasing the foot. Bring the left foot in a little bit. We're gonna we'll keep it wide, I'm sorry, keep it wide. Pick up your right knee, we're coming into pyramid poses. So step in about a foot maybe. Give enough width for your pelvis to have space. The right foot's turning on a slight angle. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow. Perhaps some cleansing breath. Let's take another full inhale and an exhale. And then we're gonna keep the right hand on the floor, left thumb to your hip crease, engage the core. Let's take the twisted version of this posture. Bring the left hand down. Pivot the right foot to parallel, step straight back. Spin the right foot in line with your left heel or ball mount, and let's open into warrior two. Good. Reverse the warrior. Open to warrior two. Half moon pose, right hand squeezing your hip. Walk your left hand forward. Let's come into half moon pose. Awesome. And then bring your right hand down. You're gonna cross your right foot behind your left. If you can, just take a few extra breaths here. And now we're gonna soften the knees and come into seated Gomukhasana. If that's too much, let it go. Oops. Yeah, this is right. I had a little brain cramp. You can sit up really tall and then bow in towards yourself. If it feels like a good stretch, it feels really nice in my hips. It's good for the circulation of the legs. And then lift your head, we're gonna walk in. And then we'll transition either into forward folding pigeon by bringing your left foot forward. You can take a seated pigeon instead. We're gonna come in with this left foot out in front of us, stretch the right leg back. Take an inhale. Oh, and then exhale, fold into your stretch. And you can take some other hip opener. Each leg and each hip is different. Right? It's not the same. See if you can, in your practice, always see, let the ego shake a bit loose. It's pretty powerful. Let's take a couple more really nice rounds of big breath here. Two more breaths. And one more breath. And then we'll release. We're going to release to a seated position. So if you've got anything underneath the left glute, scoot it away. And then let's bring this leg around. All right? And we're going to just let both legs extend out. All right, so flex and point your feet a few times. Good. All right, and then we'll let the legs come wide. And if you have a couple blocks, if you're really tight here in the inner thighs, or your back is tight, or your hamstrings are tight, you're going to use your blocks to fold forward, right? So that you can make like a little pillar. Engage your core. So this is all engaged. We're stretching through we're hinging from the hips, right? Now you could take a couple of blocks here and come in, or they can go on this level, or you might have the ability to come forward to the ground. It's not a judgment on you in any way. It's just what feels intuitively like the pose for you, the variation. If you're with me, you could bring your palms to touch like we've been doing in some of the poses. Let's come into a nice deep Ujjayi breath. Let's take another round of breath there. And then we'll lift the head and walk the hands in. Now pull the legs together and flex and point your feet a few times. Now, we'll either come into Sukhasana, our ankles crossed. Those of you that practice Lotus, we really worked our hips. So if you want to come into a Lotus posture today, feel free. Wouldn't be if it's something you've never done, right? Because I'm not instructing it. You could cross your ankles and come into Sukhasana. That's perfect, right? So take what's best for you. I just want us to have a moment here of circling back to a quiet place, all right? So sitting up really tall, pull the navel center in toward your spine. Stretch to the crown of your head. And we're going to take our middle finger and our index finger. We'll come back to Chandra Vedana. Okay, so here we're going to seal the right channel closed and inhale on the left side. Take the right ring finger, seal the nose shut on both sides, hold the breath. Release the breath on the right side. Inhale on the right side. Oh, sorry, seal the nose shut on the right side. Inhale on the left side. That's the left channel. Seal the nose shut on both sides, hold the breath. Release the breath on the right side. Seal the nose shut on the right side, inhale on the left. Seal the nose shut on both sides, hold the breath. Release the breath on the right side. Seal the nose shut on the right side, inhale on the left. Seal the nose shut on that side, hold the breath. Release the breath on the right side. One last time, seal the nose shut on the right side, inhale on the left. Seal the nose shut on both sides, exhale on the right. Let's release the right hand down. And just take a couple moments here sitting still. If you need to sniff a little bit, go ahead, of course. So in classical yoga, we actually do the pranayama at the end of the practice after we've moved the body. And then of course we are quieter in our mind to sit still and meditate. And feel free to stay just as you are, or just very quietly you'll come out of your position. And make your way into Shavasana. So pulling your knees up, releasing your seated position. And then very mindfully just let yourself find your way to the earth. Maybe notice, be observant of your energy right now. And then as you're ready, you can stretch your legs out or use any props that might be helpful for your rest. So very slowly, gradually connecting back to your body and to your breath. Just gradually begin to move a little bit. Wiggle the fingers and toes or rotate the ankles and wrists. Maybe take a nice big stretch, a couple of sighs. And then we'll draw the knees in toward the heart, and we're just gonna rock up to seated today. So let's come back to Sukhasana, or if you wanna come back into, if you came into Lotus and you wanna come back there, you could. All right, and let's just line our spine in a nice straight spine. Pull the navel center in. If you'd like, bring your palms to touch in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. So we're in a very energetic period right now, the Aquarius full moon. And full moons always illuminate things, help us to see a bigger truth and to expand our ways of thinking. The shake-up from this full moon will help us to gently let go of things and remind us that we need not fear. Let's see, if under this Aquarius full moon energy, it is better to let things shake and fall where they may rather than trying to control. If we surrender and go with the flow, we can allow the universe to show us the way with grace in our hearts. I'm going to come back to kind of a intention, I guess we could say. So just sit up tall. I open to the loving energies that flow within me and around me. I ask these energies to join me as I cleanse and remove all that is heavy, stuck, stagnant, and no longer needed. I am cleansed. Energy moves freely through my body. My heart openly and willingly gives and receives love. I am now standing in my purest light. Let's bring our fingertips to the forehead. From here, we can bow to one another to say namaste. The light in me honors the light in you, all of you. Namaste. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Have a beautiful day. Look at the full moon tonight. Notice your own, actually I've been feeling, kind of triggered, and I realized that it definitely, I think I'm very sensitive to some of these energies. And when I recognize that, it kind of helps me to navigate my way. Recognizing how these might be sort of stirring things up, agitating, you're like feeling like what's going on with me? Well, definitely we're part of all of this. So it's just a little bit of information that might help us to navigate our way better. So, all right, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Meg.